Goku versus Saitama. One of the most heavily debated topics of all time is the matchup between the man with the power of a god versus the mortal with the form the gods cannot reach. Both of these characters are regarded as the pinnacle of strength, but what would happen if an unstoppable force clashes with an immovable object? Who would win, Son Goku versus the One Punch Man? Saitama, a human who gains the power of a god and has the ability to defeat all of his opponents in one punch. Saitama's character is described as being an endgame protagonist placed at the beginning of the series. Saitama was able to break his limiter by following this near impossible training regimen: 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups, 100 squats, and a 10-kilometer run every single day for 3 years straight. As a result, the limit that was placed on all beings was broken, allowing Saitama's strength to grow without an end in sight. With this power in his hands, Saitama cannot lose. But among the stars is another being who's become bored fighting weak opponents and wants a challenge. Boros, an alien from space known as the Dominator of the universe, has his targets locked on Earth, coming for one man. Boros and Saitama are face to face, and now it's time to see who's the strongest. Boros comments on Saitama's power, saying he has immeasurable strength, and Saitama at this point in the series has defeated every single monster with a single punch. However, Boros is different. Saitama punches Boros and he's able to survive, shattering Boros' armor that was limiting his immense power. Boros kicks Saitama to the moon, and Saitama performs his best feat of the series as he's able to jump from the moon to the earth, which will require him to be moving about 299,792 kilometers per second, or the speed of light. Boros decides it's time to finish this, and Saitama couldn't agree more as Boros charges up his most powerful attack called the Collapsing Star Roaring Cannon, which he states his blast can destroy the entirety of the planet's surface. Saitama finally showing us a glimpse of his strength as he uses his Serious Punch. The shockwave from Saitama's punch alone was enough to obliterate Boros' Collapsing Star Roaring Cannon and even split the Earth's atmosphere. Boros states that Saitama was still holding back, and now Saitama is once again alone in the universe as the strongest in existence. Saitama ends up fighting against Garo, a human whose goal is to become a monster himself, and his passion to achieve this goal literally allows him to do it, falling to the darkness of his desires, and becomes Monster Garo. Garo in his fight with Platinum Sperm is able to fight so fast that their movements are happening within fractions of a second, with their speed being calculated to 200 times faster than light. Garo is able to arrive in the presence of God, the creator of all things and the controller of all of time and space. God offers him some of his power, and all Garo has to do is take his hand. Garo declines and slaps his hand out of the way, but even that slight touch between God and monster produces something terrifying. When Garo arrives back down on Earth, he's not a monster anymore. He's a god. Garo defeats all of the heroes, and Saitama arrives on the battlefield just in time to see Garo punch a hole through Genos' core. Now we finally see why Saitama holds back. Holding his friend's core in his hand, the only thing Saitama can think about now is Serious Punch. Saitama attacks Garo with his most powerful punch, and if it lands, Garo will be erased from existence. Garo decides the only way to match Saitama's power is to match Saitama's power. Garo copies Saitama's strength and winds up his own Serious Punch, with Blast sensing the energy they're about to release and states that they're going to destroy the planet. When their clash connects in space, it launches Garo and Saitama into deep space, landing them on one of Jupiter's moons. But in the opposite direction, they left a hole in space. This punch was labeled Serious Punch Squared, and seeing as they were able to destroy all the stars within this radius, and using inverse square law, we can see that this punch generated multi-galaxy levels of power. Saitama is now using his full power and begins throwing Garo around the moon as he grabs subspace gates and rips off the moon's surface using Serious Table Flip. We get a look at how Saitama's strength actually works as it's shown on a graph in comparison to Garo. We see that Saitama has finite jumps, however there's no end. The manga confirms its exponential growth, meaning he continuously gets stronger without limit rather than literal infinite mass punches. He grows so exponentially fast that Garo can't copy his strength, and Saitama catches one of Garo's punches, and what happens next? Well, Saitama sneezes, and the force of his sneeze is powerful enough to destroy Jupiter. Garo kicks Saitama to the sun and tries to escape to Earth, but Saitama uses a serious fart and moves massively faster than light and is able to catch up to Garo. Yes, Garo teaches Saitama a technique that allows him to travel back in time, saying that if anyone can master the power of God without taking his hand, it's you. Saitama is launched backwards in time, the reversal of causality, and performs a feat that not even the One Punch Man can do, ending a fight in 0 punches. Saitama would scale to multi-galaxy with massively faster than light speeds. But how does this compare to the hope of the universe? Son Goku, a Saiyan from Earth whose goal is to become the strongest mortal in the multiverse. Even before the divine events of Dragon Ball Super, Goku's strength was ridiculous, as he was able to surpass characters like the Emperor of the Universe Frieza, who while holding back the force of his blast still had enough power to destroy Namek, with the explosion being so powerful that it was seen outside of the galaxy, which grants him multi-solar system levels of power, and even has multiple statements and guides that say Frieza could destroy the entire universe in his second form alone. Surpassing perfection, Perfect Cell, who as well as Frieza has statements of being able to destroy the entire universe, and was stated multiple times that he has infinite and bottomless strength, and no, not just in reference to the infinite energy that androids have, but his literal battle power as stated by the narrator. Surpassing characters like the Grim Reaper of Justice Gotenks as a Super Saiyan 3, who is powerful enough to scream out of dimensions and warp realities simply by existing, and surpassing the personification of evil itself, Majin Buu, as Buu was going to crush the entire universe with alternate dimensions just by screaming, and was threatening the Grand Kai world, which is a universal-sized planet, and destroying this can be calculated to octillions of times universal, as the universe itself is 99.9% empty space, and this planet was 100% mass. Goku in base is fast enough to traverse through hell, which is stated to be infinite in size, granting him infinite speed, which is defined as crossing an infinite distance in a finite amount of time. Fast forward to Dragon Ball Super, Goku is the strongest fighter on Earth and is now face to face with a god of destruction who is in search of a being that will be his rival, a Saiyan enveloped in divine energy, a Super Saiyan God. Beerus is so powerful that he's able to humiliate Super Saiyan 3 Goku and defeat him in only 2 blows, with Goku stating that not even fusion would be enough to beat Beerus, and the only way to win is to find this Super Saiyan God. Shenron tells Goku that the original Super Saiyan God required a ritual for him to obtain his power. 5 pure-hearted Saiyans must infuse their light into a 6th. Putting all of their trust into the hope of the universe, Goku is enveloped in a blue light, and what comes out is a Saiyan who has reached divinity, Super Saiyan God. Goku and Beerus have their battle of the gods, and their fight goes higher and higher as Goku is learning to control this new pool of energy. Goku and Beerus clash, and the shockwaves from their punches are going to destroy everything, not just the living universe, but the entirety of Universe 7, with Universe 7 consisting of 7 different space-times that house their own realms, with the afterlife in particular being stated in the Dragon Ball Daizenshu 4 World Guide to be a transcendental realm that goes beyond the living universe, and was stated in the Dragon Ball Super Exciting Guide to be beyond the concepts of space and time multiple times. This is consistent as the June 2013 V-Jump issue states that Goku and Beerus' battle was super dimensional, with the kanji being Chojigen, which literally translates to being above higher dimensions. Goku loses his god form, but the power isn't lost and instead infuses itself into Goku's being, meaning Goku has this universe-crushing power in his base form and is able to stack Super Saiyan 1, 2, 3, and even God on top of this, with Super Saiyan being 50 times stronger than his base form, Super Saiyan 2 being 100 times stronger, Super Saiyan 3 being 400 times stronger, and Super Saiyan God being millions of times stronger than base form Goku. Goku, after his training with Whis, is able to access a new form, which is the mix of the fiery red aura of a god and the blinding light of a Super Saiyan that produces a new color, Super Saiyan Blue. Blue would be 50 times stronger than Super Saiyan God, and he's able to stack Kaioken on top of this, as he shows in his fight with Hit, who has an ability to time skip into the future, but Goku is able to snatch him out of the future and bring him back to the present, with Kaioken getting his power 2, 10, and even 20 times stronger than Blue. Goku fights against Jiren in the Tournament of Power, a mortal from the 11th universe who has surpassed his god of destruction and has statements and guides that say he surpassed all of them, with Jiren's strength surpassing the divine timeline Infinite Zamasu, who is a god that infused himself with the cosmos of Trunks' timeline past, present, and future, and possibly even stronger than Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, who has statements of being stronger than Beerus. Goku fights against Jiren, and Jiren is able to block Super Saiyan God Goku's punches with just one finger, with these punches being millions of times stronger than the ones he threw at Beerus in the Battle of Gods arc. Jiren is able to casually defeat Kaioken times 20 Blue Goku and forces him to use his trump card, the Universe 7 Spirit Bomb. But it's still not enough. Even with Goku pushing with Kaioken times 20 Blue, Jiren is able to push it back with just a glimpse celestial air, and Goku falls into his own attack. His will not to die allows him to tap into something, well, arising from the ashes of the Spirit Bomb is a mortal who achieved a form that not even the gods can reach, the technique of the angels. Migato no Gokui, autonomous Ultra Instinct. Ultra Instinct Goku, simply by existing, is able to shake the entirety of the infinite world of Void, with the Grand Priest stating this void has no space and no time, with a guide actually explaining this further as it states it has no concept of space and time. This is actually pretty interesting as it's implied to be more durable than the macrocosm that these characters at this point can pretty much blink away. Goku is able to access Ultra Instinct 2 more times, once in his battle with the Universe 6 Patara Fusion Kefla, who states she can destroy an entire universe in a single shot, and it was even stated in a guide that at this point Beerus concedes that Goku's power has surpassed his own. Goku awakens Ultra Instinct for the last time and fights against Jiren, with Goku being so strong at this point in the tournament that his Kaioken times 20 blue scales above God of Destruction Toppo, who with a single destruction blast was able to warp the reality of the entire void. As Goku fights, his Ultra Instinct is progressing, getting sharper, hitting harder, dodging swifter, and it's progressing so much to the point that Goku even closes his eyes, so that the only thing he feels is instinct. Jiren decides that this is it and fires his most powerful attack, saying it's over, but that's when Goku awakens something even more terrifying, making all of the gods stand up in admiration. As Goku is enveloped in a divine angelic glow, he flicks away Jiren's attack and sends him flying before he even knew what hit him. Standing atop the stage is complete in all its majesty, the mortal above gods, Mastered Ultra Instinct Goku. Goku, in the state of mastery, is able to completely destroy Jiren, with Jiren also breaking through his limits, as both warriors are fighting for the sake of their universe, for the sake of all of them. Goku is able to defeat Jiren and stands alone as the mortal who surpassed the gods in only 45 minutes. Goku scales the complex multi to outer versal with infinite to irrelevant speed. To be honest with you guys, I probably could have ended this video after I talked about Cell, because this fight isn't close at all. The fact that this is still a debate is crazy to me, with most arguments for Saitama winning is that he can grab hyperspace gates, which would grant him 5th dimensional strength. However, that's just not the case, as the official translation translates to subspace, which is like a pocket dimension, and realistically grabbing this scales nowhere, as he's grabbing the gate and not the literal space itself. This is known as non-physical interaction, and even if he was 5th dimensional, it still wouldn't matter. Another argument is that Saitama has immeasurable speed because he was able to reverse causality, which, no. This zero punch move is a technique that was taught by Garo that allows him to time travel, and Saitama confirms this himself by saying that Garo's martial arts are amazing while going back in time, and to put the nail in the head, he completely forgot how to use the technique when he merged with his past self. And probably the most popular of them all is that Saitama has infinite strength, which the manga actually disproves, as Saitama states himself that he's using his full power, and we see his strength grow in finite jumps as there are points on the graph. If his strength was truly infinite, there would be no points on the graph and it would be stretching on for infinity, but even granting Saitama having literal infinite power, it still wouldn't matter, and he gets put on a t-shirt by base Goku. I guess we finally know who wins between the unstoppable force and the immovable object, because the unstoppable force was never unstoppable to begin with. It just hasn't met Goku yet. What's up guys, it's Divine. If you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you guys like and subscribe. It's completely free, and tell me in the comments if you agree with my verdict. Was I right? Was I wrong? Let me know. Maybe Saitama can beat Goku. He's called the One Punch Man for a reason.